Welcome to Filmflix Movie Recap. In this recap, we're going to be reviewing the movie called Out of Time. Before we begin, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell icon to get notified when we upload a new video. Let's begin. Chief Matthias Whitlock receives a call from a woman regarding an intruder. After finishing his drink, he heads over to her place. She invites him to investigate in her bedroom, where they end up kissing. However, it turns out to be a ruse and just foreplay as the chief receives another call about an assault with a deadly weapon, interrupting their moment. In Banyan Key, Chief Whitlock has breakfast at a cafe where he engages in edgy banter with the owner, Chris Harrison, and Chris' wife, who was the caller from the previous evening, politely greets him. Afterward, Matt goes to his office where he meets his friend, Jay, the medical examiner. His ex-wife, Alex Diaz Whitlock, shows up asking for keys to retrieve some belongings, but Matt gives her a hard time. Matt goes fishing on his deck when Anne, whose husband is away for the weekend, arrives. They engage in a quick sexual encounter in the hallway. Later in bed, Anne receives a call and has to leave. At Mercy Hospital, she meets with a doctor, and Matt poses as her brother. The doctor delivers the news that her cancer is no longer in remission, and she has only 6 months left to live. Matt inquires about alternative treatments, but the doctor warns that they are expensive and provide no guarantees. Matt consoles a tearful Anne, and he tells her about a clinic in Switzerland with a 17% success rate. However, Anne decides to end their relationship. To make amends, Matt buys flowers for her, and reveals to Matt that her husband took out a $1 million insurance policy on her 32nd birthday, as her mother died at 33. Chris, Anne's husband, arrives and Matt exits. Chris interrogates Anne about the doctor's visit, and they engage in a heated argument. Matt knocks on the front door and claims to be checking out a prowler. Later, Anne contacts Matt and informs him that she has found a way to get to Switzerland. She introduces Matt to a man who agrees to give her $750,000, in exchange for being named the beneficiary of the insurance policy. Afterwards, Anne becomes upset as she discovers that beneficiaries cannot be changed after 1 year, and the deadline is only 2 days away. Matt and Jay have drinks at a bar, and Chris confronts Matt after Jay departs. Chris hints that he knows and is seeing someone else, almost revealing that it is Matt, as tensions between the two escalate. The following day, Anne visits Matt's home, apologizing for the situation, and gives him an envelope, making him the beneficiary before leaving town in search of peace. Matt is served with divorce papers, and he is distraught. He brings in police custody, drug money, to pay for her treatment in Switzerland. Later, Jay is at Matt's house, but Matt ushers him out and attempts to call Anne. However, her phone rings continuously, prompting him to drive to her house, only to find it dark. A motion sensor light turns on, and a neighbor sees him, causing Matt to leave. Eventually, the house explodes in flames, and 2 burnt corpses are found in the debris. Alex, who is a homicide detective, shows up and apologizes for the timing of the divorce papers, which have been pending for 8 months. The fire chief reveals that the cause of the fire was arson, and shows a device as evidence. Hey, if you enjoy this video, kindly give us a like and leave a comment below. Alex and Matt visit Anne's workplace, where her boss, a dentist, informs them that Anne had cancer. A coworker reveals that Anne was having an affair and had received flowers. Matt pretends to call the flower shop and reports that the husband sent them. Later, Alex plans to visit the oncologist, but Matt declines, leading to an argument. He then shows off his GPS device, which allows him to track everyone on his force. Despite Matt's initial reluctance, they eventually visit the doctor's office together. However, when Matt overhears the doctor's name, he rushes to the hospital office where he had been with Anne, only to find another Dr. Friedland, who has no record of any patient named, and Matt takes a gold pen from an envelope in the office. As they drive back to the police station, Alex begins calling for phone records, causing Matt to become increasingly nervous. Meanwhile, a neighbor is giving information to a sketch artist at the station, claiming that Matt was the man she saw near Anne's house. However, no one believes her. To clear his name, Matt sends a junior staff member to Miami with the gold pen to check for fingerprints. Terry Laughlin, from the DEA, contacts Matt to inform him that they will be coming for the evidence money later that day, causing Matt to become very tense. A police officer finds a lead on the insurance policy and Matt volunteers to investigate it. While at the fax machine, Whitlock intercepts incoming records with his name on the list, and attempts to edit the file. He resends it from his PC to the fax machine, but must delete the first incoming resend from the phone company without arousing suspicion. Jay arrives with the autopsy report, and another officer brings in cell phone records showing that the only regular number is Matt's. In response, Matt quickly uses his cell phone to turn off his voicemails. Jay recognizes the number and informs Alex that it belongs to Matt. After receiving a call from Miami, Matt discovers that the fingerprints on the pen belong to Tony Cabot, an ex-con. They go to Cabot's last known address, and find a credit card statement and a Mercy Hospital pass in the trash. Returning to the station, Jay offers to drive Matt to the airport to flee to Costa Rica, but Matt refuses. The insurance company contacts the office and reveals that Chris Harrison was the beneficiary, but there may be a change form coming. Alex asks Matt to locate the form and call back in half an hour. Matt receives information from the credit card company that the card was last used in a Miami hotel, and he overhears Alex inquiring about Paul Cabot at the police station. As he is leaving, 2 DEA agents arrive to collect the evidence money, but he buys himself some time by telling them he sent it to their office, and then speaks with their angry boss. At the hotel, Cabot talks on the phone with Chris, making plans for their escape. Matt pretends to be Cabot, and obtains a new room key from the front desk. He heads up to room 715, enters with his gun drawn, and is attacked by Cabot. In the struggle, they fall through the balcony, and Cabot falls to his death. Matt crawls back up and finds a briefcase with the money. While attempting to leave, Alex appears with backup, and the clerk identifies Matt as the culprit. Matt escapes, but Alex catches up with him, and they have a conversation about their relationship before returning to Banyan Key, in silence. Back at the squad room, Alex once again reviews the cell phone records, and informs Matt that the hotel clerk will be arriving in 30 minutes. And calls, tearfully confessing that Chris made her do it, and that she still needs the money. Matt acquires the address and sneaks out the washroom window. The hotel clerk arrives. Upon reviewing the facial sketch, Alex realizes that it depicts Matt. Shortly after, they receive a call revealing that Matthias Whitlock is the new beneficiary. 3 DEA agents show up, asking to see Whitlock, and Alex learns about the $485,000. While driving, Jay notices a flashing dot on the GPS unit in the glove box, which leads them to Runyon Point. However, their car breaks down soon after. Matt reaches a dark shack and cautiously enters. Inside, he finds a battered Ann. Chris suddenly appears and opens fire, resulting in a gunfight. After running out of ammunition, Chris attempts to flee, but is shot by Ann. She aims the gun at Matt, and confesses to being the mastermind behind everything. And shoots Matt in the thigh, and he screams in agony. At that moment, Alex appears, and he shoots Ann, from behind. Alex checks the briefcase but only finds a GPS tracking device. The remaining officers arrive and Alex provides a convincing explanation. The trio of DEA agents show up and demand the money, but at that moment, Jay shows up with the satchel, explaining there was a mix-up with the address. As Matt is being loaded into an ambulance, Alex inquires if he is in love with Ann. He responds negatively, admitting that he was foolish. Later on, Matt is fishing from his deck. Alex shows up in a relaxed and friendly manner, discussing her plans to relocate her belongings. Jay arrives with mail from the insurance company, informing him of a $1 million payout. Alex advises him against accepting it, due to the conflict of interest. Matt agrees, and Alex informs him that they will be moving back in together. And that's all for this recap. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.